Hello, what up guys? How you doing? It is La5ty here. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Random Pick Day. Probably the final ever random pick of FIFA 17, of course. God, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna axe the series forever. Apologies once again for no face cam today. With the amount of times I'm coughing and stuff still, obviously you can hear that I'm still getting over tonsillitis. It's gonna be a bit of a mushy commentary, so no face cam required today. But I've got a random number generator going up here, and we're going to pick between players that are in my club. And obviously, because I'm not doing it live with Facecam, I can't just do the Siri one as normal. So we got page number 2 and player number 9, which is FUTWIZ. And as you can see, it's actually on page number 3. But as you know from previous episodes, we ignore the first page because it is just full of loans. So to get our second random pick player, I go to page number 4, which is actually my page number 5. Generate once again, and we are going to get ourselves player number 1, which is actually the one we're already hovering over, Torres. So we've got Totti 96 and Torres 91, highest rated players I've ever gotten, I think. And then we go to page number 3, which is actually going to be my page number 4, which leaves me with so many great players again. And we get the 4th player on that page, which is a 94 rated Frank Lampard. So we've got a 91, a 94, and a 96 rated player in our final random pick for FIFA 17. That is definitely the highest rated players I've ever had in this series. So as always, it's time for us to pick a formation to go with today for these 3 players. And I've gone with the 4-3-1-2, which has been a popular one throughout the year for me, I guess. And it's a nice one to build teams with, to be honest. Like, you can get nice, easy links out of that and stuff. So I've gone left centre mid for Frank Lampard. I've gone centre attacking midfield for Totti. And then right striker for Torres. But actually, in a moment, when I get to show you the rest of the team, I end up putting Totti as my main left striker. So I've got 2 random pick players up front. And the reason for that is because I realised I have El Shaarawy, who was already in the cam spot. So I figured, you know what, why not just play Totti up front, see if he can get some goals for us today. But this is the main squad. It's obviously a full special team. It looks absolutely amazing. We've got Pink Butland in goal, with a centre-back duo of Michael Keane and Chris Smalling. Now, don't get me wrong. This squad is literally like 3 leagues, 3 nations. Oh, actually 4 leagues and 3 nations. So it's not a crazy hybrid, but it is a full special team full of crazy players. And it's something that I wanted to use today. So we've got Carvajal and Ashley Cole at left back and right back. I've got Player of the Year Dele Alli, as well as an informed Saul at centre mid. And then my first random pick player is Frankie Lampard. Englishman, 94 rated, with crazy stats including 96 shooting and 93 passing and 90 physical. 6 foot tall, medium work rates. Going to be a great centre midfielder on this game, that's for sure. We then have one of the more fun players on this game, 88 rated El Shaarawy, coming in at the central attacking midfield spot today. Going to be a great player with 5-star skill moves, of course. Really good stats on him as well. And he can provide for our 2 strikers today. One that is Fernando Torres, 91 rated. El Nino with 92 pace, dribbling and shooting, has just got some of the best stats on the game. 6'1", he should be a prolific goal scorer for us today. And then Totti, 96 rated, unbelievable stats on this guy. 97 dribbling and shooting and 99 passing. That's absolutely madness. 5-star weak foot on this guy as well, so it doesn't matter that he's a left striker and he's right footed, because he can just as easily score on that left foot. So a really nice team to end the random pick on today. There would probably be only one upgrade that I could give there, and that would be to use the better version of Saul instead of the inform. But I was literally strapped for cash. Did not have enough coins to get him and Ashley Cole into the side, so that is why the team looks as it does. Right, I'm going to change to a different tone of voice, and hopefully that helps me throughout the rest of this video. But getting on into the clips part of this video then, we scored quite a lot of goals with varied amounts of different types of players on this game. A nice header from Keane, showing like a lot of like heading power right there. That was a very solid one into the back of the net. And To be honest, Keane scored again for me. For some reason, when he's up for corners, he either scores the header or he hangs around a little bit until the ball sort of falls to his feet. He's actually pretty good in front of goal. I swear I've scored a few goals with his feet this year as well. And then El Shaarawy, like, he basically goes up to Keane and is like, "All right, mate, whatever you can do, I can do better." In terms of, like, headering power, because that was ridiculous. Absolutely got his neck behind that one for sure. Totti playing it back to El Shaarawy, and that's one hell of a strike. Right at the start of a game against what was a pretty decent opponent in the end. Honestly, one of the more fun players on the game this year. It's annoying. I've only really just sort of found that because he's been kind of average for me a few times, or I've been trying to force the ball to the likes of Totti and stuff. But when you give El Shaarawy free reign, my God, he's a little god. He really is. He honestly so much fun to use. And I'm looking forward to maybe trying to learn a few of the 5-star skill moves next year and stuff on FIFA 18. Because I think there's going to be a couple that are extremely usable on the game. And that might like help propel me to the next level of being good at FIFA. Because that's kind of my aim for next year. I actually want to get good. I want to be competent. And want to be less of this like laughing stock on Fatal and, you know, by the likes of Bateson and whatnot. I actually want to be seen as like one of the more competitive players. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I failed. But you know what? I will try my best, and I obviously like want to play the weekend league and stuff like that, and obviously help to reduce the longevity of my hairline as much as possible by the sounds of it. Don't know why I would do it to myself, but it seems that you guys would like to see it, and a lot of you enjoy the weekend league and stuff. So you know what, if it's good enough for you lot, it's good enough for me as well. You're seeing the goals we score with Fernando Torres right now. He is very, very like clinical in front of goal. He's got a very nice right peg, and he will score you goal after goal. He makes some intelligent runs, and he's nice and strong, obviously with great pace on this particular item as well. Doesn't last the full game in my opinion, nor does Totti really. And he doesn't have everything in his locker, you know. He doesn't have the 4-star skill moves that certain strikers really, I find useful when they have that. And, you know, so he's not the complete and utter striker, but he is a lot of fun and just a bit of a legend of the game as well. So, obviously, he gets a few extra points for that. And he pops up right space at the right time to score goals quite a lot for me. And, of course, he scored an awful lot during the few games that we played here for this final random pick. And then I think we move on to the goals that I get with Totti, who is similar, if I'm honest. He didn't score as many for me, but he's a cool player because he's got that 5-star weak foot. He's really, really strong, so he holds off players nicely. He does get knackered and pretty quickly as well. Half time, you're almost thinking you're ready to take him off. But he scores some bangers and just generally a fun player to use. And then he scored one from like just inside my opponent's half right there when the guy decided that he was going to have his keeper up from the corner because obviously he was losing by so much. Nothing to lose, bring the goalie up, and I was able to score that chip shot. I never get them on target, I'm not going to lie, but this particular time it worked for me. So now that we are through with the clips, it's time for me to go through the team one last time and give some ratings for these players for the final time in FIFA 17. Jackie Butland, what a great goalkeeper we've been blessed with this year. Very overpowered, and the 86 version is just immense, I have to say. Ashley Cole does get tired quickly, but he's actually got some good stats, and Carvajal is one of the more solid right backs on the game. You'll find it quite difficult to find a greater partnership than Keane and Smalling. The two Englishmen are really rock solid at the back, only really outdone by the likes of Sergio Ramos and some of the Bundesliga bad boys as well. They're really good, those Englishmen at the back, and they're very strong and whatnot. Saul was good. He's like a mini Kante in my opinion. Dele Alli, always fun to use, and I can't wait to use his 4-star skill version in FIFA 18. Frank Lampard then, in terms of his performance in this particular squad, was kind of like average. 3.5-star value for money, 7 out of 10. I remember paying a couple $100K for this player, and he definitely didn't quite perform to that level. He didn't definitely perform to the 94 rating either, unfortunately. El Shaarawy was a complete beast. Absolutely loved him. He was the best player in this team by a mile, actually. Such a fun little player to use on this game. I'm so glad I have him in my club. And then Fernando Torres, he gets a 4.5-star value for money and a 9 out of 10. I believe when they brought him back out again, he was a lot cheaper to complete, and a lot of you got your hands on him and whatnot. And a 9 out of 10 because he is a great striker on this game. He's just not the perfect striker. And I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't give Totti the same rating there. 4.5-star value for money. He was cheap for the rating and stuff that he is. And then a 9 out of 10. He just needs better stamina, maybe 4-star skill moves, and he would have been a complete and not a 10 out of 10 for me. But overall, a solid squad and a really fun series. Thank you guys all so much for your support over the 50 episodes this year. That's basically one a week for throughout the whole year, only skipping 2, I guess, because of the end and the start of FIFA and whatnot. So the next one you'll see will be a FIFA 18 random pick. Look forward to that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.